There she is,
Hi. Hi,
Queen
TJ.
LaShawnna in the building.
Hey, hey.
What's up?
Nothing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Thank you for coming on my live, man. We got a lot of talk. We got a lot to talk about. Miss Cassie
Listen,
to the stars.
we
Yeah,
we go back 15 years, so I call you TJ.
yeah. She called me TJ. She called me TJ. She called me by my nickname.
TJ.
So, so look. Thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all don't know who this is, her name is LaShawnna Stanley. Incredible casting director, founded a company called Ethnicity Models years ago. That was super influential in giving women of color a voice in Hollywood entertainment. So she's a very, very important person in this entertainment space. And she was nice enough to come on to our Castar Chronicles to talk to us about her journey in Hollywood and how she ended up becoming uh, casting director, Miss LaShawnna Stanley. So, LaShawnna, like, this is a very interesting interview because, you're from Kansas City, right?
I'm from Kansas City, Kansas.
Kansas City, Kansas. So I play for the Chiefs. Just so y'all know, they take that Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas in Super Series. You know what I'm saying? You literally one step away from being in Missouri and one step away from Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas. They take a Super Series. So you from Kansas City, Kansas, right?
Well, I'm from both. I was born in Kansas City, Kansas. Then I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. Then we moved back to Kansas City, Kansas. And then when you grow up, Kansas City, Kansas is the country. So you come back to Kansas City, Missouri. So I can say I'm from either one. I'm from both.
Okay, so you don't really take it personal if somebody says you from Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas.
A little bit because Kansas seems to be more innocent, more sweet. Kansas City is a little more, gutter. So I like to say Kansas City, Kansas. So y'all can think I'm like Dorothy.
Oh yeah, yeah. You Dorothy from Kansas.
Yeah, so I can be innocent like Dorothy.
Either way, you from Kansas. We all, I mean, we know you from Kansas, so you Dorothy or us. We'll call you Dorothy.
Okay.
Um, so just tell us a little bit about yourself. What was it like growing up in Kansas? I played in Kansas City for 2 years. It's a really, really interesting place, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Virginia, and it's a lot different. You know what I mean? The landscape is different. But like, how would you describe Kansas City?
Kansas City is country. It's not like the Wizard of Oz. We have the city parts that are a lot like Miami in the city. It's just very country and laid back, small town. I'm sure some parts of Virginia, maybe you felt that in Kansas
Yeah,
City.
yeah.
But Kansas City is a great place if you want to raise a family, just live in your own bubble, maybe grow a garden. You
Uh-huh.
know,
Yeah.
we have beautiful fountains. We're known as the city of fountains. A lot of blues and jazz were in Kansas City. We're known for barbecue, but it's just a little bit too slow paced for the lane I was trying to be in with my career. But I'm glad I grew up there because you grow up with a lot of morals. It's kind of like a Bible state, and you go grow up in church, and you get morals, and you learn how to cook and clean and stuff like that. So I'm glad I do have that in my background. Good,
Gotcha.
good old Kansas girl.
So you obviously achieved.
What you?
You
Yeah,
obviously.
I'm a Chiefs fans. We won the Super Bowl. I had on my Chiefs hat and my
Yo,
Chiefs.
I
I,
know.
I got some shoes to match. I was all go Chiefs.
Yo, one thing I can say about people from Kansas City is they are super duper diehard Chiefs fans. And I played for the Jets, I played for the Bears, a couple different teams with crazy dope fan bases. But the Chiefs, man, like you know, I mean, and in the stadium where it's set up, they have the Royals Stadium, the Kansas City Royals, the baseball team, and then you have Arrowhead Stadium like right above it, which is a dope little setup, man. Kansas City is a really dope city. If y'all never been there, man, y'all should go. The barbecue, Gates Barbecue, Jack Stack Barbecue. I used to go to Jack Stack every day after practice and eat. Kansas City is a very interesting place. A lot of history in Kansas City. A lot of people really, really wouldn't expect. I was a little shocked when I ended up signing there for 2 years. The things that I was able to kind of figure out and find out about Kansas City. It's a dope city, super dope.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm proud to be from there, but you have to move on if you want something bigger in life than just a family. And
Yeah.
corporate job. So
Okay. Which leads me to my next question. How did you go from Kansas City, the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy, to your next stop, which was Miami? How did that happen? Because we have a lot of people in our Castar community that are from smaller places that want to get into Hollywood, that want to get into the industry. And, even where I'm from, Virginia is a smaller town, you know what I'm saying? But, a lot of people don't really understand how you get from Kansas City or my town in Virginia to a Miami or LA or New York. So how did that happen? What was that process?
well, when I in Kansas City, I worked for corporate America. I worked for a stock market, a company called DST, and I did that for like 10 years and I was bored. So I liquidated my retirement money from DST because they gave me stocks in the company. I was just bored. I've always been an entrepreneur at heart, and something inside of me was just dying because I wasn't being creative. I was working for somebody else. I was limited. So I liquidated my stock market money. People are like, oh, that's for retirement. You're going to get fined. I'm like, I'll be rich before that. I'm not worried about it. I just had the faith that something bigger was there. And I took that money and I opened a clothing boutique in Kansas City. And so when I opened the boutique, I would go to New York, LA, Miami for clothes for my boutique because I wanted stuff that you didn't see in Kansas City that was different. So I did that, and when I would travel to shop, I didn't come to Miami at first. It was New York and LA mostly. And I came to Miami to get some dresses for a show, a fashion show I was doing for my boutique. And it felt like home. It felt like magic. I felt comfortable. I felt like I want to live here. I love the weather, the culture. And when I came, the feeling I had inside, I said, I'm moving to Miami. I moved to Miami. I bought a South Beach calendar and I hung it on my kitchen door when I got back home. And I said, before this calendar run out, I'm moving to Miami. So I sold my clothing boutique. I did my last fashion show, lost all my money. I think I came to Miami with $700 or $900. I don't know, but I thought I was going. Before they had ripped the runway on BET, I did rip the runway in Kansas City. I did a fashion show with my boutique. I brought Jesse Powell at the time. He was hot. You remember Jesse Powell? He's an R&B singer.
Yeah.
I brought him. I brought the designer from LA. Had this big show, amphitheater outside. I'm just about to make me $50,000 to move to Miami. I didn't make shit. I didn't make shit because the way I was thinking was way over people's head in Kansas City. So, but something inside of me said, you got to move anyway. You sold the store. You're not going back to corporate America. You got to go anyway. So I took the little money I had and I came anyway. And I just believed that it was something bigger here for me. And I followed that intuition and I came here and I just hit the ground running. And at the time, it wasn't any like Black storefront owners or Black entrepreneurs in Miami. So people really took to me like, you from where? And you trying to do what? And they were just, Miami just welcomed me with open arms because they had never seen anything like what I was bringing to Miami. They just couldn't believe it. But everybody wanted to help. So it really went really well for me when I got here.
Obviously. What year was that? When was that when you moved to Miami?
That was 1999.
Okay, 99. Now, I know we talked before. So you believed in your dream so much that you said, you know what, I'm moving to Miami. But name some of your clients that used to come to your store who are.
Well, no, my store was whack because I'm thinking I'm popping in Kansas City. My store was popping in Kansas City. In Miami, South Beach, it's 100 boutiques.
But
my store wasn't shit.
Who used to come to your stores?
But the famous people didn't come to my stores. It was regular tourists or models, and I wasn't making no money. But I followed the same formula in Kansas City when I had my boutique. I used to recruit girls that came in the store and asked them, would you model for my fashion shows to promote my store? And they were happy to, and I would do all these big elaborate production fashion shows. So when I came to Miami, I already had that formula. I'm going to open my store. I'm going to do these shows. And I would go to the big promoters at the time and say, hey, I'm opening a store on South Beach. Can I do a fashion show like right in the middle when the club is hot? You have the girls on stage. And they're like, okay. And they let me do it. And so I had girls from that. So I started getting a buzz on the beach from this girl from Kansas opening a store on South Beach. It was no black owned nothing on South Beach except Uncle Luke. Then she got all these exotic girls, some short, some tall, some thick, some black, some white. Like it was just a mix. They were just enamored by that.
Yeah.
All the while the boutique is not thriving because you see the boutiques on South
Yeah,
Beach.
of course, yeah.
I couldn't compete. I was on a little side street. It wasn't about to close. But as the buzz grew for the models, I said I wanted to represent the models because at the time, the only girls that I saw that looked like the girls I was representing were Uncle Luke booty girls.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we can have, if they let us on TV in that way, let me manage the girls that come and model for me so they don't end up just, you know, freak fest booty shakers. So that I started Ethnicity Models and I managed those girls, and people would call a boutique inquiring about the models, and I wasn't really selling clothes.
Okay, real quick, for the people that don't know, and what I was getting at is, in case you all didn't know, the huge superstar Janelle Monáe is from Kansas City. Mara Brock Akil is from Kansas City. And I think for some reason I remember you saying that she used to come to your store or buy.
Oh, Janelle, what is it? What's it? Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
She was in high school with one of my cousins, and they used to do these fashion shows at the high school. And they would come like, can we borrow some of your clothes for our fashion show? And I would just give them clothes for the fashion show. So she probably remembers that. She went to, I think it was Sligo High School. But they used to come and get clothes from our store for the boutique.
Yeah.
Yeah, she used to come. And then you want to know what's funny is I'm from Kansas. I didn't know anybody in Hollywood or anything like that. But with my boutique, I started a modeling troupe with the models because it was getting a lot of the little steam. People started hiring us to come do little fashion shows. And then I used to see Magic Johnson. I don't even know how to see it. Was it internet back then? But I used to see Magic Johnson used to have these fashion shows. You remember Gigi Hunter used to do the crochet dresses, and Magic had all those black designers, and he would do fashion shows every year. So I got all the models that I had on my little troupe, like, listen, we're going to do fundraisers, we're going to sell raffle tickets, we're going to raise money, and we're going to go to LA to Magic's fashion show so we can meet them, and then maybe he can use my model for his fashion show. I'm thinking big, right? And I don't know Magic Johnson, I don't know nothing, but I know this fashion show, you can go, you can buy tickets. So we put together stuff like that, and we did actually take a trip to LA. And we got a Magic show, and I'm there with like 5 or 6 girls from Kansas City with different looks. And at the end of that show, I remember Magic spotting us from across the room, and he came up there like, "Where y'all from?" Because we stood out like sore thumbs in LA. I'm from Kansas City. I got a boutique. These my models. I'm starting a modeling troupe. I'm moving to Miami before this calendar year is up. And he was just looking at me like, "You got a lot of guts." And he was teasing me about my country accent. And he's like, "I want to see if you're gonna do that." So me and him stayed in touch. And he's like, "Sure you gonna move?" And he was enamored with like the drive that I had and the guts that I had to be, there in his show. And he was actually, and I always forget, I'm sorry, Magic, I always forget this. He gave me one of my first jobs when I did get to Miami. And I called, I said, "Hey, I moved to Miami," because I was asking him to mentor me and give me advice, and he wasn't really giving me, he'd give me a little bit, but not, he probably thinking this girl dreaming big, she ain't going nowhere, but I like her guts. So when I got to Miami and I had models, I told him, "Listen, I'm starting this thing, having models." He was doing this thing called Magic Summer Nights. It's like kind of what Zoe Summer Group does here. They raise money for charity. And so I'm going to fly your models out to host Magic Summer Nights. And I thought he was just talking stuff. One of his people called me. They flew the girls out. We hosted Magic Summer Nights. We helped sell raffle tickets, the auction at the events, network with people and all that stuff. That was one of our first jobs.
So in a nutshell, for everyone on the Castar community, if you're from a small town or from a town that has no connection to Hollywood, LaShawnna literally, in her mind, already knew what she wanted to do. She took a chance. Also, you have to look at who's from her town as well, who ended up becoming huge, just like her. Janelle Monáe, incredible artist, songwriter. Mara Brock and Kill, creator of Black Lightning, on the CW, Being Mary Jane, Girlfriends, The Game. They're all from Kansas City, right?
Yes, but at that time I didn't have any of them as examples.
No, but I'm saying they're from the same place you're from, and they taking that space just like you did.
I think Sade was from Kansas City or something like that too.
I,
And,
another,
but what I'll say is, I feel like there's power in stepping out on faith. If you
mm,
step out on faith and you come from somewhere small and you take a chance into it has no chance but to work. If I
yeah,
step out on faith and say, I'm moving to LA because I believe that I can make my dreams come true, based
mm,
on the way the laws of the universe are set up, that has to come true for you. The only thing that can stop that coming true for you is if you let fear seep in. Because faith cannot operate in the same energy vortex as fear. So
yeah,
the fear is repelling your dream from actualizing. So if you go out there fearless and believe, like I gotta make it, I gotta make it, it has to make it. Just like gravity is a law of the universe.
yeah,
Faith is a law of the universe. If you actually step out and do it and believe it, it has to work. It's no way it's not going to work. Just like if I drop a pin right now, it's going to fall. It's a law of the universe. So
yeah,
I don't think people realize how powerful that law of the universe is on stepping
yeah,
out of faith, but it's a real thing. Everybody that does it, they have a success story, right?
yeah, yeah, you're right. The majority of people, I mean, there's so many examples of people who have stepped out on faith and have been able to be successful, and you're one of them. Okay, so how did you? Obviously, we know now how you got into working with models because of your boutique and your clothing line, um, and then that segue into you saying, hey, you know what? Instead of me just having my own store and working with models, I want to create my own company, Ethnicity Models, so I can manage and cast these models, right? So just kind of give us like how an idea of how that whole situation went down. What motivated you to create Ethnicity Models?
What motivated me to create ethnicity models, and once upon a time I wanted to model. And it was a guy in Kansas City, he had a hat boutique and he used to, advertise his hats and do shows. And I was too short and my legs were too thick. They thought I ran track, so I couldn't model, but he would let me model for his hats anyway. And I just thought I was cute as ever, and I can walk in heels. I know they gonna pick me when I go. And they're like, "Oh, you're too short, and you're a little bit too, curvy or whatever." So that just broke my little heart. I'm like, "But I look cute, and I can walk in some heels." So it really like kind of shattered my dream. I never really thought about it after that, but it made me realize it wasn't a lane for girls that didn't look a certain way.
Yeah,
And so when I opened my clothing boutique, I wanted girls in those clothes that I felt like girls with curves or girls with different diverse look better in the clothes. It's gonna make you feel like, oh, I want to look like her. I want to sell that. So that was kind of my inspiration, because I feel like I should not be able to model just because I'm only 5'6". You know
yeah,
what I mean? And there
got you.
was other girls that I was seeing I thought were beautiful, and I'm like, they can't model because they're at a certain size or a certain height. So the models I chose were the opposite of those models that what they told me a model had to look like. So when
Got
I came to Miami and started doing the boutique and doing the shows, there were so many exotic girls I've never heard of, Brazil and Haiti and Panamanian and Nicaraguan. I played off of that.
you.
In a black and white world, what's your ethnicity? That was my little
Mm,
slogan. And
got you.
one of my big slogans was upsetting the industry, creating new beauty standards. That was my first slogan from Kansas
Wow.
City. I wanted to upset the industry, creating new beauty standards. Who says this 5'4" girl, 5'4" girl, chocolate with a fro can't be a model? I think she's beautiful. I'm putting a dress on her. I'm gonna make her a model. So
Yeah.
when I created that company, it was kind of like people were discouraging me and saying, "Oh, there's no demand for black models. You better get you some white girls." I don't want to get a white girl. There's a ton of agencies with white girls. I'm just gonna do it, even if they only end up doing my shows. Then that's what I'm gonna create. And it's kind of like when they say, if you build it, they will come.
Yes.
TJ, I built it and they came, baby. They came. Everybody was calling.
Yo, I know they came. I know because I came when I came to Miami when I moved here in 2004, which we'll get into that whole era, which is you were so instrumental in that whole era of music videos and so many huge video vixens that you were responsible for. All I heard was Ethnicity Models. And I had no idea who it was. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that you all had a brand and a stamp on South Beach. No matter where we went, there was just the Ethnicity Models was represented. So how did you go from how did you? So basically, what you did was you started ethnicity models, and then so would you recruit the girls? Would you? How
I'm gonna
would you?
tell you. Okay, if
The
you
girls.
came in my store and you were like a double taker, like if I double looked at you, like, oh, she's cute, then I would get her name and number. Like, you want to model for my show, my store? I do fashion shows for my store. And they're like, okay, fine. Girls weren't getting opportunities, so they said fine. So I started creating a list of hot girls. If I'm walking down South Beach and some girl was banging, Brazilian, some look, I don't know, from Kansas. I've never seen girls that look like that. I'm gonna chase you down like, hey, you want to model for my store? So I started recruiting girls. Now, the first job that we got, somebody knew about me and my fashion shows, right? So Damon John from FUBU, they were coming to Miami doing a calendar and a shoot for models, and they said your girl should go. I said, okay, so I had like 5 girls at the time. We gotta go. I'm gonna go with them. We
Yeah,
went, sat around this big mansion on Star Island all day waiting to be cast to be in this swimsuit calendar that FUBU was doing. At the time, FUBU was hot. For us, by us, they popping. Like, okay, we'll go over here. And they like the owners are actually there. So I sat there, I played my position, I sat in the back, I let the girls do their thing. They knew I was the manager. And I said, I'm gonna wait and talk to the guy at the end. Because it's nothing worse than trying to approach somebody while they're trying to do business.
yeah,
And you try to
yeah,
be like, hey, I got a modeling agency. But I visualized for us, about us, ethnicity models, you know, all the different ethnic diversities we met, we go together. So I waited
yeah,
to the end and I talked to Damon John and I told him what my company was. And he was like, well, yeah, just call my people and we can make something happen. And I was like, I don't want to talk to your people. You're right here. You're the owner.
yeah,
You
yeah,
make the decision. Why I got to call your people? I'm talking to you.
yeah,
And he's like, well, you ain't the only black model agency. They got click models in New York. And I was like, but you got to be a certain height and certain size. I'm setting the whole trend. Didn't you create FUBU for us, by us? You want to do something different? That's what I'm doing. I feel like my models match what you're doing. So he was like,
yeah,
you know what? Everybody that gave me a chance, they were attracted to my guts. Like,
yeah,
how you gonna roll up on me? I'm a celebrity. You from Kansas. I don't even know you trying to start something with your little 5 models and basically demand for me to work with you. So
yeah.
it's like, you know what? We got a show coming up in Kentucky, or where's Dolly Parton from? Nashville, one of those, Tennessee.
Now,
Impact Music Convention.
Tennessee, John, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they
Wait,
were
so
gonna do a show. They were
Nashville, I
doing
think it's Nashville.
Okay, so they were doing wherever Dolly Parton, they was doing the Impact Music Convention. We got a show in Tennessee. Y'all can come and do the FUBU fashion show, but I'm not paying y'all. I'm not paying for nothing. Y'all can get there. Y'all can do the show. At the time, I had a red Navigator, and I piled the models up in that red Navigator. We put the luggage on top. We stopped in Atlanta, picked up a couple
Y'all made,
girls. Huh?
y'all made the road trip.
We made a road trip and started raining on our luggage. Did we have a room? I think we had one room. He's like, y'all get there, I got a room. So we gonna pile up in this room. We in the Navigator, we go on. I went to the flea market, printed some shirts that say ethnicity model. So if they see us, they not gonna think we just some cute girls here. They gonna know this is a thing. So,
Yeah,
and I have some little business cards, which, you know, working in the stock market, one thing, that was my college. I learned marketing, I learned customer service, I learned, you know, all my shit that I know that I would have learned in college, I learned in corporate America because I did
gotcha.
not go to college. I had a kid at 15. I couldn't go to college. So all my jobs were my college. So we get there, and he was like, damn, they actually came. And then I'm going to tell y'all a secret. At the time, FUBU was coming out with their women's line, but all the clothes didn't come. I had the boutique. So they was like, send us pictures of your clothes from your boutique. And I sent pictures. They like, bring the clothes. We're going to act like they FUBU ladies because the clothes didn't come. So now
Wow.
they need me. So they used the clothes from my boutique, and the girls modeled clothes from my boutique. They had a few samples from FUBU ladies, but we mixed my clothes in with the boutique. So we got there. He couldn't believe we drove. They got us another room. They ended up paying us. They brought us on stage. They announced ethnicity models. If you know anything about Impact Music Convention back then, the whole industry's in there. Vibe magazine, Source magazine, Pele, Baby Fat, anything music or hip hop related was at Impact Music Convention. Here's these exotic looking girls from Miami with shirts on to identify that they are a thing and not just some girls here on stage with FUBU. And they said, we got the ethnicity models. People are like, what is ethnicity models? Damn, they're hot. And
Yeah.
then I was getting business cards. I got a business card from Ali Muhammad, who was a good friend of mine, with Vibe Magazine. And then he hired us to do something for Pele Pele, some big thing they did in Orlando, and Aniche and Baby Fat. And then actually those were the jobs that I did before we even did a music video. So the food job kind of landed us.
Open up the doors. Open up the doors for you.
It opened up the doors. And then from there, everybody in New York knew who we were and started calling for the clothing lines and stuff like that.
So then all the other girls too at that point probably started hearing about what you were doing that weren't in Miami, in New York, in Atlanta, and other places. It probably started to grow
I
that.
already had a few girls in Atlanta because one of my models and good friend that helped me with the model in Kansas City, Saisha Beecham, who is now a celebrity makeup artist, she started recruiting cute girls in Atlanta. So she came with us. I think she did the makeup. She did the makeup. We got a couple of girls that we had in Atlanta. We picked them up on the way to Tennessee, and we did that, and that was like the thing that broke us through. But you have to be willing to step outside the box. You have to be willing to lose. We could have drove all the way to Tennessee and not got anything out of it. You know what I'm saying? But it put us in a position where we were willing to pile up in the room. We were willing to pile up in the Navigator. We were willing to drive. That was a long-ass drive. And it ended up working out because we stepped out on faith. Once again, I can't reiterate that enough. If you step out on faith and you just believe that something is going to happen, it has to happen. It's the law of the universe. They don't just say that to say that. It is very true. So
we keep reiterating that to all the Castar users, everyone on the live, period. But in particular, this is Castar Chronicles, and we're directly talking to the users on the app, and the people in our community is taking a leap of faith and believing in yourself. And understanding that, when you work hard, you dedicate yourself and you believe, it has to happen, has to come true. And LaShawnna is giving you her story from Kansas City to now building a brand that FUBU at the time was one of the hottest clothing lines in the world. It went from the head of FUBU wanting to introduce her to his peoples to talk to him actually meeting her within a couple of weeks. That's how quick.
You know that talk to my people is the blow off line. We know that. That's
no, but that's what I'm saying. The fact that he told you that, and then because you believe so much in yourself and your brand, and you were willing to do the work, get in a car with your models, drive, have one room, sacrifice, probably, didn't have much money to eat, that whole story. But then within a matter of, a couple of weeks, this man needs you to model his stuff and your stuff at his event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes people don't pay attention to the little specific details. And that's why I like having these conversations, because, we can get a chance to really, really dive into how it happened opposed to what happened. I think a lot of people don't take the time to figure out all the little specific, pit stops throughout the journey to get where you got to. So at that moment, Ethnicity Models was officially created.
We on the map now.
Brand was out there. Brand was out there. So as far as the recruiting the models, you've had so many models that have gone on to be very successful in life. Who were some of your main models in the beginning that they put you on? Because then I want to get into the music side of it. So how did you find some of these models that ended up becoming some of the biggest models? And I'll let you name a few, because I know so many girls that you represented.
All of the girls that are known, the hot music video girls, they were through my company. That was my commodity. There was no way to get on unless you went through me. Melissa Ford, Esther Baxter, Nicole Rika, Sincerely Ward, Tamika Skanes, the Glenn Twins. I mean, the list can go on. Abiva Lewis. If you ever had black men's, or almost every eye candy ethnicity model, every reggae gold cover ethnicity model, baby fat ads ethnicity models. We graduated from music videos to being wanted for other ads and hair campaigns and stuff like that. But all the hot music video girls, they came from ethnicity models. I started out with like Castar Samuel. A lot of people know her with the short haircut, the chinky eyes, the full lips. She was the only one that had short hair at that time. Nicole Rica with the curly hair, Jamaican girl. Those are girls I had in the beginning, but everybody else found me after that because now my name is buzzing. I'm getting the top dollar. This is the lady. This is the mama bear to put you on. So everybody started reaching out to me. I started getting mail, TJ. I swear, from all over the country from women because now they see women that look like them on TV. It's a place for us. I had folders in my office. First of all, I had to start charging to accept the photos because I had to hire people to go through the mail. Then I had to create folders by state. I had folders by state of pictures. I had to upgrade my P.O. box to get a big P.O. box because I was just getting flooded with, like, we were hot as the rappers. We was hot as the NFL. Like, everybody wanted to be down because they saw themselves, and now they see it's a place for me. And this lady is not pimping them. She's actually protecting them, getting them top dollar. I'm on set, making sure they're not being portrayed in a negative way. I'm doing all these things. So that word is spread like wildfire. We didn't even really have the internet then. We had email, but we didn't have any social media or MySpace or any thing like this. So this was just circulating through word of mouth. And then, you know, when the magazine started, that was even, that gave us even more notoriety. Because now you see a girl in the video like, oh, she's hot, but you don't know where she came from. Yeah. So I was smart too. Whenever they would use me for something, like we did BET Spring Bling for many years, I'm like, well, yeah, we'd do it, but you have to say models provided by Ethnicity Models. And they would say that. So then that gave me that BET viewership. Anything we did, if we were on stage with Vibe Live, they're like, we out here with the Ethnicity Models. You know, so I made sure they always said that. And if the guys from FUBU tease me to this day because they took us to the radio station with them in where did I say? Dolly Parton from Nashville. And when they got on the radio station, they were doing their interview. And when they let me get on the mic, I just kept saying ethnicityModels.com, ethnicityModels.com. Like I was over promoting, like really what you said. But I didn't know. They was like, "Dog, like chill. Like this might be my only time to get my bread out there. EthnicityModels.com." Because they were going to give us a shout out. We got the Ethnicity Models here. But I was forcing that shit down their throat. Like y'all gonna remember we
good. I mean, that's, you know, first of all, what you providing is something of value. You know, you're not just there because, you know, they didn't have anywhere else to bring. You know, you had something of value. And you also are bringing them a different demographic of people. You know, there's, you know, people in Nashville, there's people in Johnson City, you know, that are interested in ethnicity models and what you promoting. So what were those, so being a woman in that space and having that much power and influence, what were those conversations like? Which, for example, I see you already shaking your head. I already know this is going to get crazy. And I don't even want to get into the music videos yet, because once you list some of the music videos that you cast your models for, I think people are going to flip. Especially if you're a millennial and you really don't really understand that era, which was the early 2000s and late, like when all those, like the music video landscape just changed because of you and your brand. What were those conversations like that you were having with the men that you were willing and dealing with as far as your models and getting them cast for certain projects?
Well, they would try to get me to start escort services, of course, which I could not do. They would try to give me money to like, well, we'll give you something in your pocket to convince the girl to do this. They would try to do that. They would try to turn the girls against me and say, oh, she pimping y'all. But I'm getting 20%. So if this is $1,000, I'm getting 200. She getting 800. How am I pimping her? So they would do all kind of like try to divide and conquer, try to put money in my pockets and not really care if the girls get paid. They would try to like want to hook up with the girls. It was like a lot of that. Yeah. And I feel like if I would grew up in Miami or anywhere else, I wouldn't have had the morals to feel bad about possibly doing it. That's why I always say I'm proud I'm from Kansas City. I'm proud I started when I did, and I already had who I was built in me because I didn't let money or the thirst that I wanted to be in this industry compromise my values. I felt like the only way we were going to get from music videos to doing hair campaigns and clothing ads and other stuff that I envisioned was by keeping it clean, keeping it professional, and
Yeah,
I just wouldn't do it. It was times I didn't have money and felt like I wish I could be shady because I would be so rich, but it was just something in me. I don't know what it was, maybe being taken advantage of myself as a younger girl, or having a daughter at a young age, or what it was, but it was just something that would not allow me to do it. And trust me, we all have that side of us. If we all have a shady side of us, or we did some shit that we really shouldn't
yeah,
have done or wouldn't do. So that part of me, I'm a Scorpio. That's in me. So, but it was
yeah.
something bigger in me that wouldn't allow me to tap over into that side to
Yeah,
do all those things.
which is hard when you come to a place like Miami because South Florida is notorious for being one of those places. Obviously, you have places like that all over the world where it doesn't matter where you are. There's going to be bad people. You know what I'm saying? But South Florida has a history since I've been here in 2004, 2003 of scamster central. Everybody's trying to get over. Everybody's trying to hustle you, and a lot of that has to do with your faith, where you from, your background, your history, but then you're also smart enough to understand the value of what you created. You know what I'm saying? Because without what you created, there is no opportunity for someone to undercut you or undercut them. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to you believing in what you created and believing in your dream and that leap of faith that you took. And it's hard for a lot of people, like you said, to stick with that because there's so many influences around you when you get to a place like a Miami or LA or New York or in Atlanta, where the stakes are higher. People have different mindsets. It's mostly about money and the bottom line. And that literally is why your brand's still here today, and the reason why you continue to get more and more clients. How did you? So, what was that shift into the music video landscape? Like, I just want to know because I used to. I was 21, 2. You know what I'm saying? When all the music videos started popping. Um, like all the Jay-Z videos, Puffy, all that stuff. You spinning. I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, we just lost LaShawnna. She'll jump back in. Can you see me? Can you see me now? She's frozen. Yeah. She got to tap back in. Thank you all for your comments, man, tuning in. You know what I'm saying? This is really dope conversation. Very interesting. If you weren't aware of that era of music videos, um, where women were, bossed up, in these videos. I mean, LaShawnna was responsible for that whole era. I don't want to say single-handedly, but she had a huge, huge part in it. And this is before Jay-Z was Hove. This before Puffy was Diddy. This before, all of these artists that you know now that are legendary, iconic artists, were who they are. LaShawnna was literally, the link between um, the video vixens and the models that you know of now, to them and their projects, their music videos and their commercials. All of these iconic people, LaShawnna literally has had, some influence in somehow, some way, whether it's a man or a woman, regardless. Um, and she's casting and she's managing and she's willing and dealing, but she's still keeping her integrity, um, still, keeping her faith in where she's from, where she was taught, you know, and that plays a big part in anything that you're doing. I'm from Virginia, super small town, but my mom and dad were coal miners for 19 years. I've been fortunate enough to play in the NFL 12 years and have my own production company and have my own tech startup company and bump into people that weren't necessarily good people, but when you have that foundation and that background, you stick to it, you always win. You never jump ship for something that, you think is going to be better than what you already know is what you need, and that's what a lot of people do, man. They bite the cheese, they take the bait, and now they out there. You know what I'm saying? And then they can't get back to where they were. Here goes LaShawnna. We're gonna get back into this conversation. This is dope. Thank you all for tuning in. Here she comes. Come on, LaShawnna.
TJ,
Yeah.
that conversation was too hot for my iPhone. My iPhone said emergency, overheating. Your phone has to cool down before it come back on. Okay. So I had to go grab my other phone.
Okay, we coming around the bend. So for the people that don't know, you freezing up a little bit. Cincinnati, yeah, I'm rocking the red hat. Yo, so for the people that don't know, what are some of the biggest music videos that you cast for in that era? Like just
everybody. I mean,
reel them off. Reel them off.
Let me try to run them off. There's so many I really don't remember. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye, Jagged Edge, G Unit, 50 Cent, Pete 112, Benny Siegel, Wyclef, Trick Daddy, Trina, Flo Rida, Rick Ross, Drake, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Pitbull, J-Lo, Ja Rule, Ashanti. Any video that you can think of, I've cast it. Chris Brown, when he first started, I remember doing Rick Ross's first video. Rick Ross, I think he used to write for Slip and Slide, and he wrote a song for Flo Rida. No, he wrote a song for Trick. Trick didn't want it. Ross said, I'm going to do it myself. Every day I'm hustling. Gil Green, we don't really have money. It's this new artist. He want to do this song. Every day I'm hustling. Going to do the video, I'm down. I did the video. Every day I'm hustling. Rick Ross, huge artist. I've done every one of his videos since. Lil Wayne, Baby. You can name it. Everybody.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, it's incredible because you're iconic in that space because music videos before the ethnicity models weren't the same. 90s and early 90s, mid 90s when it started to kind of really evolve. You know what I'm saying? The music videos weren't like that. You didn't really see the fusion of bossed up men and bossed up women. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of the music videos were super hood, or there was the stereotypical, passive woman in the music video that really didn't have a voice, that was just like the pretty face or whatever that may be. But the videos that you were casting for, and me being in Miami and seeing a lot of this and a lot of these videos, I started to see the likes of, like you said, Esther Baxter, or, you start seeing these people not just become actors, models in these videos, but they become the catch. So it went from just putting a pretty face in your video to saying, no, I need one of the ethnicity models, whether it's Melissa Fortis, I need her specifically. So I would say you're single-handedly responsible for creating that lane for women, which is super dope because that had never been done before. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm going in hip hop history, going down to hip hop history, pointing and creating what is now known as the urban model. You had a video model, but they became urban models once they crossed over to hair and print and commercial. So now you're not just a video girl, you're an urban model. I created that whole thing. It was no such thing as that before. So I am working on my documentary that's going to give a little history of that journey for me. That's one of the things that coronavirus has me finally sitting down to edit a lot of footage I have to share that story with the world. So yeah, if there's ever a hip hop history book, I will be in it because I made those girls just as hot as the rappers, TJ, just as hot as the rappers.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, you made the rappers, so it went from being the hottest rapper to having the hottest girl to make you the hottest rapper. Because if you didn't have, If you didn't have one of the because that's when on Thomas all came out with King and all these magazines were out, and well, that's the thing. You were responsible for a lot of these women, getting their just due. You know what I'm saying, and not just being a pretty face. Seeing them outside of just their physical. You actually wanted to hear what they had to say, and then they had articles and write-ups. If you're a guy, you get King Magazine. Now you're not just, you might look at the cover and see a girl on there, but you won't read the article. Now you know what her favorite color is, what food she likes, where she's from. She might like stuff that you like because unless you actually get to know people, you assume things. I
Yeah.
think that's
They assumed they were all video hoes until we started getting interviews in magazines, and they like, oh, she's a nurse. Oh, she's in college. Oh, Melissa Ford's actually smart. Like, oh, these girls have jobs and family. That's just a job they went to. There were video hoes, but guess what? You start being a video hoe, you get kicked out of ethnicity models. Get
yeah,
on. You're fucking up the brand. Like, you could not be in ethnicity models if that's the route you were going. I mean, I
yeah,
wasn't trying to hate. If you find your husband, fine. But once you date one person, you can't hop around because people don't take you serious. And I think by me sticking to that, it got to the point where the guys weren't even so much worried about hooking up with the girls. They just want the notoriety of having a Melissa Ford or Esther Baxter in a video. They just want to be associated with the girl. They don't even care if they can hook up with her. It just became like a
yeah,
thing. So I'm
yeah,
glad
yeah.
I'm glad I stuck to my guns.
Yeah. You change the narrative, and that's why people still respect you to this day. Because if not, you would have sabotaged your own brand, and you would have sabotaged these girls' careers. And as you know, years later, the truth comes out, and you're able to still have the relationships with those girls that were responsible for helping them get on, and those relationships are valuable now. You know what
I
I'm
did find out some of them girls was being hoes behind my back, and I didn't know.
saying?
So I found out now that it's past. They be like, girl, we used to be doing stuff you just didn't know. Okay, well, what
Well,
you do
well, but
for?
but they respected you enough to make sure that they kept that, what I'm saying, under wraps. Because
Yes.
they knew you didn't listen. It was nobody was bigger than ethnicity models. Nobody was bigger than the brand, and they all respected it, no matter how big you got. If you want to be big and you want to do whatever, okay, and you don't want to abide by the rules, then go. Let's go see you do it on your own without the ethnicity
And,
models.
and there's a lot of girls that did that. They thought they were on after one job, and they were like, screw you, I'm friends with R. Kelly or friends with whoever, and they would go off and be on the road with him for a few months. He'd get tired of them, dump them back in Miami. Now when it's a new job, I get a call. Make sure this girl, first and last name, does not come to the casting and is not on my video set.
Yeah.
They get tired of you, so you just mess up the thing. The very thing I was trying to save you from, I'm telling you, I'm not just hating, because they
Yeah.
were trying to holler at me too. I'm not just
Yeah.
hating for you. I'm
Yeah.
understanding business and trying to tell you why not to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
um, let's get into something else because we have a lot of models that are on the app, that are on Castar, and we have a lot of models that are aspiring actors. So you went from literally casting for print ads, music videos, fashion shows, to casting for film and TV. And that's not really an easy transition because those are two totally different spaces. So how did you make that transition for all the models and all of the actors that are tweeners? Because nowadays as millennials, most people can do one or two things. You know what I mean? Nobody's usually just one thing. They either want to be an actor or a model or they're a singer or a model or a hairstylist and photographer. That's why we have, all these categories on that platform. If you download the app. What was that transition like going from casting for music videos to casting for film and TV?
Well, it was a gradual process. It started out, I'll probably say, I think all about the Benjamins. You remember how old that is? They
Yeah.
wanted they wanted beautiful girls in the movie, so they would hit me up because I was a beautiful girl resource. I was the purveyor of beauty, so they called me up and want beautiful girls in the video. I mean, in the movie. So I would start out by providing girls for that, and then I'm just a person. I'm very hands on. I'm never the type of manager or casting director that you just call and talk to on the phone and you never see. I'm hands on. I'm on set. I'm asking questions. Well, who is that? Who does that? Well, what does that person do? Can I get
Yeah.
a call sheet so I can see who is who? And I'm kind of learning and seeing how the whole process works, not just what I do. happen. So then I become a recognizable face. Oh, that's LaShawnna. Oh, hey. And then like you're a source for the beautiful girls, but you got some guys that can play basketball? Or we need some little kids for this movie, you know? So they just started looking at me as ethnicity talent, which it went beyond the beautiful girls and it went more into real people and kids and old people and basketball players. And you have some skateboarders. So I started casting people like that as background. Okay, because I'm super resourceful, I became known for being resourceful. So then when they needed these special characters for movies and stuff, they would call me and then they would see how they would give me like little specialty casting credit or role. Like Will Packer would be like, I'm doing Stomp the Yard 3. I have these 3 roles that are hard to find. Can you work on them for me? I will work on and get a specialty casting credit. I'm doing Ride Along 2. I need some top models that actually know how to act. You know, they would give me little parts like that. And once I proved that I could pull that off, then they started asking me. Then I was tired of doing music videos, and a director named Harmony Korine, who's known for doing Spring Breakers, Kids. He's like kind of an off the wall cult classic type of director. And they called me. Harmony Korine was doing a Rihanna video, and I almost didn't do it because I was just trying to be not. I'm tired of being, yeah, this is LaShawnna, she get all the hot girls. I'm like, I do more than that. I work with kids. I'm a life coach. I just quit putting me as the girl to get all the hot girls. That was hot 10, 20 years ago, but it's not anymore, you know? So
Yeah.
I almost didn't do it, but I went ahead and did it. And he had some weird out the box, crazy requests. And I'm like, oh, this is right up my alley. I like, you know, casting crazy people that most people wouldn't cast. So you got to go out and find. So I went ahead and did that Rihanna video. He wanted a lot of thugs and goons and strippers. And he wanted a guy that looked like a thug, but he may have been tatted up and looked crazy, but he was still a beauty under there. And my strongest thing is my eye for beauty. I have an eye for beauty. I can spot something that's ugly as fuck. Ugly as hell, and see. Sorry, I can spot something that's ugly as hell, whether it's a piece of furniture, what somebody else would deem ugly, a property, and I can see through to the potential of how there's beauty still in that. So yeah. I casted all the people for him. I didn't know how big Harmony Korine was. I just thought he was some crazy white boy that does these crazy movies. Okay. But he was like, you are my casting soulmate. I'm never using anybody else, because he had went through 3 casting directors. They didn't get what he was saying. They were trying to get actors and make them look like these roles that he wanted. And some things you can't fake. He likes authenticity. So I went to the hood and got real goons. I went to the strip club and got real strippers. You know, everything was authentic. And Rihanna loved the video. He loved the video. And I became his casting soulmate. And anything he casted from then on, he trusted me. Beach Bum, I never casted a movie. I did a part or 2 for Will Packer here and there. You know, I did some little stuff.
So for the people that don't know what Beach Bum is.
The Beach Bum movie is a movie starring Matthew McConaughey and Snoop Dogg. It's a stoner comedy. It has Jonah Hill. It has Isla Fisher. It has what's my favorite little Zac Efron. You know, Mark Lawrence. The Beach Bum movie was Matthew McConaughey, Snoop Dogg, Jonah Hill, Zac Efron, Isla Fisher, and we brought Martin Lawrence out of retirement. Martin had bought a farm somewhere in Wisconsin, somewhere he wasn't working, and we brought him out of retirement. And once he did Beach Bum, then he got the bug. He got bitten by an acting bug again, and then that's when we were able to do Bad Boys 3 the next year, because he was ready to go again. Nobody could pull him out but he really respected Harmony Korine and liked his work and the role that Harmony wrote for him in Beach Bum. And once he got back on set, he was ready to go again. So you know what? The universe kind of owed me Bad Boys from bringing Martin Lawrence out of retirement with Beach Bum. Okay,
so the next film you cast was Bad Boys for Life with Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, one of the most successful films in this summer. So you've fully transitioned from the ethnicity models, casting of models for music videos, print ads, which obviously you can still do, but now you're super focused on casting for TV, film, with the likes of Will Packer, uh, uh, um, Make Studios out in LA. You're making that full transition, which I think is important for other casting directors to hear too. You know, people that are, because it's not just talent, it's aspiring casting directors that are in our community as well. You know what I mean? So this is inspirational for them to see how they can go from, you know, casting a music video, casting a commercial, end up casting. What was Bad Boys one of the highest grossing films of the summer, right?
It
Bad
was the #1 movie in the world.
Yeah, #1 movie. So you went from
In the
casting for
world.
yeah. So you went from
In the
casting
world.
for 50 Cent video or Jagged Edge video to casting for the #1 movie in the world.
Well,
All from Kansas City.
I,
Kansas.
I think you have to keep an open mind, and you have to work whatever you're working more beyond what you're just doing. You can't look at I'm casting a video. You got to look at I'm learning the industry. I'm making relationships.
Yeah.
I'm figuring it out. I'm making my face known. I'm not just at home and sending you a sheet of who was casted. I'm on set. You know me personally. People work with people they like, that they
Yeah.
personally know. They're going to remember them. It may be better casting directors for me. Jerry Bruckheimer asked for the casting director that casted Bad Boys 1 and 2. He said, I want that casting director. Oh, but it's a new girl on the scene. You got to interview her. And he interviewed me, and I believed in myself so big. The job is hers. I sold myself. Like, listen, Beach Bum was my first movie, and it does not have the same character that you want in Bad Boys, but I have a capability. I have range. I can give you regular-looking people, too. And he said, well, send me an email of your favorite jobs you've done. And I gave him a wide array. The crazy people from Beach Bum, the super commercial people from a regular commercial or hair campaign, a super white video like Dua Lipa, and my Gucci campaign. I casted some campaigns for Gucci, the high fashion luxury brand. When he seen my diversity of work and just my personality and I was so confident on that phone call, he had to give me the job. Even though I'm sure other people are more qualified and they're CSA and all that, but they gave me that. They gave me that job. I claim.
But LaShawnna, you do the work.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's the work creates the luck. The work creates the opportunities. Because if you weren't prepared when you met with Jerry Bruckheimer, then you wouldn't be as confident to sell yourself, which means that you would have missed out on an incredible opportunity. So it starts with being true to yourself. It starts with believing in yourself. It starts with being prepared, no matter what it is. I don't care if you're a model. I don't care if you're an actor. If you're a model, there has to be somebody that you looked up to or respect. You know, don't just look at them walk on the runway. Look up their story. Look up from. Look up what they did, what their job was. You know, where they went from that job and how they ended up getting their first job. How they went from their first job to the next. You know, we're fortunate now to have the internet. Pretty much everything is there for you to see. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it really starts with you believing in yourself, doing the work, being
Putting
prepared,
in the work.
and believing in the energy that you put out there. You know what I'm saying? You started off as on working with the stock market, and now you just cast the biggest movie in the world.
Well, I started out having a baby when I was 15 years old. That's where I started off in Kansas.
Yeah, that's another obstacle, which also lets you know that there's no obstacle or no situation that can stop you from chasing your dreams.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You have a child of 15 years old. That's a very difficult time in somebody's life, because you have to figure out, now what am I going to do for my child? But here you are. Here you are. And that's what the Castar Chronicles are about. It's about inspiring talent, anyone with a dream. Whether you're in our Castar community, whether you're somebody that's just tuning in, anybody with a dream. You know what I'm saying? And you're a perfect example of that. We're gonna finish up with just like what you're working on now. What can people expect from you once this, hopefully, this coronavirus thing kind of goes away and we get back to our normal lives? What can people expect from LaShawnna Stanley
Well, I want to give people a hope. When the coronavirus is ready, I hope everybody's working on themselves right now because all my jobs for the whole year have been postponed. I haven't worked all year. It is April. So I had some Gucci campaigns coming to Miami. I had a new film with Harmony Korine. I had a video for the Jonas Brothers. I had a print. What was that print job? I don't remember the print out, but I had a bunch of stuff coming. And guess what? None of it's happening, but I do believe, and I'm going to make this my reality because I choose to believe. When this is over, everybody has to play catch up, baby. So I'm going to be busy as hell. I'm going to have to juggle jobs, and I'm going to make sure I'm rested. I'm going to make sure my body is taken care of. I'm working out. I'm working on things that I should have done, like my book. I have a book called Snatch Your Power Back. It's teaching people how to snatch their personal power back to live their best lives. I'm working on my documentary about how I'm a legend in the hip hop industry that I will sell to Netflix. I did my master class today, just something online that people can purchase at a later date to be inspired and learn about casting and be motivated to manifest their dreams. So I'm working on my personal projects that I always get too busy to work on. I'm taking that time to work on me, to detox my mind and my body from a lot of things so that when this thing lifts and everybody has to play catch up, I'm going to be ready to accept all the jobs. And that's how y'all should think of it instead of thinking of, oh, we're going to be broke. No, get ready. Get ready so you don't have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. It's going to get busy. We can't stay like this forever. There was a Spanish flu, killed millions of people around the world before we had all this technology. They bounced back from that. So we will bounce back from this and we're going to be busy. So you can either come out of this depressed and fat from eating all the snacks and just sitting around waiting, or you can come out better, fit, finer, rested, ready to go. Because listen, I'm ready to go, TJ. I'm ready to go to take all the jobs that I've been missing, all the new jobs y'all got to play catch up on. I want all the money, all the opportunities. I will be ready. And so if you guys want to follow me, Miss LaShawnna, MS LaShawnna on Instagram, and you can stay tuned when I have jobs. I usually post them. I have Real People Casting Worldwide is my website and my Instagram. You can put your email address in there to get on my mailing list, to find out what's going on when things are up and running. But right now, I'm just working on me. And I suggest everybody works on them and really just take this opportunity that we have to sit still and be quiet and use it.
Yeah, listen, that energy is contagious, LaShawnna, and that's why you're successful. That's why you're where you are now. That's why you've been in the game over 20 years, successful and inspiring, people to chase their dreams. Um, I'm honored to have you on here. We've known each other for a long time, um, and what you've been able to accomplish is very hard, very, very hard, especially being a woman in the industry. You know what I'm saying? But I, a lot of people, inspiration for a lot of people, and you can inspire. And I agree. This is a time for self-reflection. Um, to see what you're really made of, um, who you are, and how you are. And at the end of the day, this is time for you to better yourself, whether you're an actor, whether you're a model, what you do. This is an opportunity to really, really focus on getting better on a day-to-day basis. And what you just said, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's the motto. That should be a hashtag. Everybody's inspiring to come. You know what I'm
TJ,
saying?
from my followers that joined in on this live, what's your app, Castar, and where can people join? I know it's in LA, but I know it's coming to Miami and other cities. And I'm sure a lot of my followers, they stalk me about castings all day long. So now y'all got an opportunity right in front of y'all face, where you can be in tune to castings and other opportunities. So can you tell them what that is or pin it on your page so they can find it once we get off this live?
Yes. Well, the app is called Castar, Castar, and my co-founder Scott Powell. We created this app the idea for the app about 4 years ago, for talent to find each other, to network with each other, as well as be able to find jobs and gigs in the entertainment industry. Um, it's live, it's available in the Los Angeles area only right now for iPhones, iOS. But we are building it out now for Android in a version. It'll be available nationwide at the end of the year. We have an incredible, incredible community of talent in the Los Angeles area. We have class, we have some incredible gigs on the app. We're doing some really, really great updates right now. Over the next 2 weeks, it'll be updated, and the talent will be able to network with each other within the app to a LinkedIn, because we want to create a community for talent. You know, one thing that we find in our mixers and our events and classes is that, you know, LA is, you know, a really, really big place, but it's also a really, really small place, you know, and there's a lot of people that come to LA with dreams and aspirations, and they just don't know where to start. They don't have anyone that they can connect with that, you know, cares about them and their dream. And that's where we feel we separate ourselves at Castars, because I know what it feels like to come from Miami, never been an actor, and, you know, try to figure out how to get a manager, try to figure out how to get an audition, try to figure out, you know, what the play is, you know. So I wish I had a community like our Cat community, because it makes it a lot easier for you to sit next to someone that's going through what you're going through, and in LA becomes a lot smaller. You become more inspired, and then next you know, you're working with someone that's. One thing I like to say is network horizontal. Most people think that you are supposed to reach out to people who are at a certain level above you. One thing that's to pull you up. What we want with our community and what we promote is networking horizontally in the Castar community. Network with people that are where you are in that space, because they're going to end up being the next, Will Patton and Michael Bays, and the next Denzel Washingtons and Nicole Kidmans. You know, the talent that's in our community, you're going to end up being those producers, those actors, those models, those hairstylists that's working on those makeup artists, working on those major sets. Yeah. You know, that's promote. So Castar, the website is castarapp.com, CASTARAPP.com. You can download the LA area on iOS and the Castar. Yeah, man, we push it, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a great community of talent. We're super personal. We know everybody for the most part. Well, not everybody. A lot of users. But we know a lot of the talent, and they know us because we're at the mixers, we're at the events, super hands-on. We want to create something, like I said, that the talent feels like community, and not just an download and, you know, but an actual, you can gain more from just, you know, submitting to a gig.
What I found impressive when I was in LA, you had a Castar mixer, and you were actually there, and people could meet you, and they asked you some questions about getting into acting. So you're really hands-on with your app, and I think that's inspiring, because people saw you come from the NFL into acting, and I think you can give a lot of people hope, and they're lucky to have opportunity, to have access to you like that, and you affording your access that you have to them. So that's a great thing doing out here. Thomas Q. Jones.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I went from Thomas Jones on South Beach to Thomas Q. Jones in Hollywood. We both made this transition. I see you with your Bad Boys poster in the background.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, on my books. Another thing is, listen, I reprogram my mind by reading. I have read all these books. Matter of fact, look at David John's book, The Power of Broke. There's power in being broke. It will pull out resources in you didn't know you had. But I have a lot of spiritual books, a lot of religious books, a lot of business books. But you have to turn the TV off, get off of Instagram, and reprogram the way you think by studying people that have been successful before you. So, yeah.
You're right. You're right. Well, listen, LaShawnna, thank you so much for your time and the inspirational conversation. You know, if you're on the live, you want to follow her at LaShawnna Stanley.
It's Miss LaShawnna, MS LaShawnna.
Miss LaShawnna, and her ethnicity models page as well, because she's still rocking with ethnicity models. Thank you so much, LaShawnna, for coming on the Castar Chronicles. I wish you all the best. I can't wait to see what you do next, what film. You know, hopefully, you know, you'll be casting some of our Castar community in some films pretty soon.
Yes.
Energy out there, you know.
But one thing I will tell you, I will be working a lot more in LA this year. So as soon as the stuff clears up, I was right in the transition of doing some stuff in LA. So I will be in LA. So yeah, they need to be on that Castor app, because I'm going to be looking for new talent.
Oh, and we will be national by the end of the year. So we'll be available everywhere. Miami, Atlanta, New York, wherever you are. Kansas City, Virginia, you know, y'all can you follow your dream just like we did. So thank you, LaShawnna. Much love. And
Okay. Thank you, TJ. Bye.
bye. So yes, thank you everyone for tuning in to the live Castar Chronicles with LaShawnna Stanley, incredible inspirational casting director, entrepreneur in the entertainment industry. She's cast for some really, really big projects and casting for bigger projects. Everyone in our casting community, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys being a part of our community. Everyone else that is an aspiring actor, model, hairstylist, photographer, crew member, fashion designer. Chicago, yes, Castar will be available in Chicago as well by the end of the year. Join our community. You know, the website is Castar at CASTARAPP.com. You can tune in to our Castar Chronicles. Next week we'll have another dope guest, and we'll continue to do these throughout, you know, this whole coronavirus hiatus to make sure that, you know, we're giving you as much information as possible and inspiring you as much as we possibly can. If you're in the Los Angeles area, download Castar. It's available on iOS, on iPhones. There's still gigs on there. Obviously, you know, things have slowed down, but people are still moving and shaking. We'll have some really dope updates coming up in the next couple of weeks as well on the app, where you can actually network with talent and connect with them, similar to LinkedIn, because we want to be that one go-to place where talent feels like they can call home. So thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody stay coronavirus free, social distancing, washing your hands, any and everything you can do to help this thing go away so we can all get back to going outside again, because I'm sick of being in the house and eating everything, man. All right, bless, man. Have a great night.